I've been doing my research on the internet to enhance my rear suspension on my pickup truck because I haul a lot of heavy loads. And I was going to go ahead and get the airbag system that would reduce sag, qualify me to carry more weight. And then I thought to myself, I'm not spending $2,000 and then drive down the highway and at one time sooner or later the air compressor goes out. Then I got to replace that, and I got to put up with all the loud noises and the vibrations from the air compressor and all the air lines and all this other crap. So I did my research online and I found this product right here, which we're going to take a look at in a second. But before we do that, let's go ahead and look at the vehicle that I'm working on and show you what's going on.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
We got a 2016 Dodge Ram half-ton. Now this is a 4x4. This is a 4x4 truck. It is not a two-wheel drive. And when you carry a heavy load with this, it sags the rear end. And also on a two-wheel drive, it does the same thing. But today we're working on a four-wheel drive. And if you look real close, you'd never even know that this was a four-wheel drive because the way it sits and the suspension that it's got on it is basically two-wheel drive suspension. Now it is beefed up in a little circumstance of saying, yes, it has a better suspension than the two-wheel drive. But being the four-wheel drive that it is, you would not even know by looking at it that it's four-wheel drive. So when I'm hauling a load with my trailer, and the load looks something like this right here, you can see where the problems are about sag. And it makes my trailer heavy, and it also makes my truck sag when I'm carrying a load like this. Now we got to take this all the way from Dallas, Texas to Moab, Utah. And that's not all I'm taking. If you look down here in this little pile, you can see we got a bunch of sheet metal we're going to take with us here. And then if you look at this pile right here, this is 20 feet long. There's 18 sheets of sheet metal, 2 feet wide. So we got a big load to carry all the way to Moab, Utah, just on this one trailer load. And I believe that carrying a load like this is really going to put a lot of strain on my suspension on the rear of the vehicle. So what I'm going to do is, instead of adding air shocks or air bags or any other type of suspension enhancement kit, because let me explain something to you. This Dodge truck over here does not have leaf springs. I can't put spring helpers on that like you used to see in the old days, that they clamped to the leaf springs, and then when your suspension went down, it would stiffen up the springs on the rear end. We can't do that on this truck because this is a coil spring rear end. So what I was saying is, I did my research and I found this product right here. And if we take a good look at that product, we're talking about the Timbren SES Suspension Enhancement System Rear Suspension Upgrade for truck, vans, and SUVs. Now this kit consists of what you're looking at right here in this picture, and I want to open that up and I'm going to show it to you. But before we do that, I'm going to show you a couple pictures on the box, and this is what it's supposed to eliminate. So if we look right there, you can see that this picture here does not have the enhancement kit that we are talking about. You see that this truck is sagging in the rear end, the load is very, very heavy, and he's dragging ass. You can see the front end's way up in the air. If we look at this picture right here, you can see that the suspension system is installed in the rear end. The truck sits level. The headlights are facing normal. All right, you got a better wide quality, and the truck is level, just like we weren't carrying anything at all. Now, I want to let everybody know how much these cost before we go any further. I actually got these for $205 at a local supplier here. If you get on the internet, the cheapest I found them on was on eBay for $214. I'm just going to tell you right now, these are very expensive. So if you're planning on doing this, plan on spending $200+ to put these on your vehicle. So let's go ahead and open the box and see what we got here. We're going to do a walkthrough, and what I got is we got two springs, rubber hollow. Now these are hollow inside, but then on the other hand they're very thick. Alright, and we got two of these babies here, and I'm going to go down there. We're going to go down and pull the old ones out. I'm going to show you the difference on these, and it also comes with our instruction assembly here. And hopefully these things are going to go in and we won't have any problems. So we got our instructional sheet here that tells us in detail how to install these. And you can see basically it's a pictorial instruction along with a written instruction. So we're going to go down under the truck right here. And as you can see, just by looking at it, here is the bumper stoppers, the factory bumper stoppers. Let me get around that panered bar. These are the factory ones, and if you do a little jerking on them, they should pop right out. So you can see right there just off the bat that there is a considerable difference in the size and the shape of these versus the original ones. Well, we got some good news. There's really no assembly required. They're already pre-assembled, and this piece is actually bolted onto here. And what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to just put it up in there and then twist it in until it locks in. So we're going to go ahead and give it a shot and see what happens. Once again, this is the Timbren Suspension Enhancement Kit. These are $200+, so they better be well worth the money. And let me tell you, I'm the guy that's going to tell you if they are. Okay, this is going to take a little twist action to get up in here. So, get my head out of the way there. Sorry about that, guys. Supposed to be able to twist it in there like that. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get me a little lubrication on that so we can get a better twist on it and pop them up in there. I think that might work, maybe. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I am using some silicone spray, because silicone actually dries after it lubes. I don't want to use grease on this or WD-40 because it might fall out. So we're going to go ahead and lube it down with some silicone spray, and then hopefully that thing will pop in there if we can get it in there. It is a tight fit. Very, very tight fit, guys. But I think we're going to pop it in there. I'm going to go get my pry bar, use a little leverage with that. Okay, let me go ahead and respray that, get a little lube on it. And then I'm going to take my pry bar and hopefully we'll be able to pop it in here with no problems. There it goes. Come on. You got it, bitch. Go. And we got one in. Alright. So you can basically see how they work. Basically. There you go. That's it. Okay. And you're supposed to twist it on there to make sure it locks in place. So we're going to go ahead and give it a good twist. Nope. It didn't lock over here. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Okay. There it is. Alright. 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 Okay. That one's locked in. And that one's locked in. So we're going to go ahead and hook it up to the trailer and see if this thing really works. Now before we go any further, I want to show you what I got here. These crates that you're looking at, I want you to look inside that crate. You can see that that crate is full to the top, full to the brim of this wood right here. We broke up 34 crates and we stacked them, and then of course we took the bottoms of the pallets with it. You can see here's some wood right here. These are actually the sides, and then the short sides are inside these crates. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 8 crates full of wood, and we're not talking regular wood here. We're talking, this wood's been in the Texas rain, the Dallas, Texas rain for the last 3 months. And then we got all the sides. We got a bunch of sides here, and then all the pallets with the wood on it. So this is a big load. Very, very big load. I want you to look at my truck. Take a look at my truck real close. I want you to look at the jack. It's not touching the ground. It's not touching the ground at all. I'm going to go ahead and lift the jack up in the air. Get it out of the way. I got the ball locked in. I'm going to drive my truck forward out into the parking lot. We're going to see what it looks like. So there you go, right there, Timbren Suspension Enhancement Kit. You can see the truck is sitting level. I got this big giant load of wet, sappy, soggy wood, and we're going to go ahead and load all that metal up on that trailer. We got to take this all the way from Dallas, Texas to Moab, Utah. But you can see what the difference makes using the Timbren, or is it Timbren? Timbren. Alright, it's a Timbren Suspension Enhancement Kit. Let's go ahead and drive around the block and kind of feel what the ride is all about with this thing and see if it's worth riding on. And before we go ahead and get up under there, I want everybody to look at that. You can see that the Timbren enhancement system, it is now sitting on the axle. It's sitting on the axle. Now that's supposed to be a cushion, and not just a cushion, but also a shock absorber cushion. That's why it's hollow. And before we go ahead and go anywhere, I want to show everybody this is a 4-wheel drive. This is a half-ton 4-wheel drive Dodge truck. So I basically got my video camera sitting usually where I always have it. Now we're going to go ahead and take a little test drive. I don't have a camera to mount underneath the vehicle. I wish I did, but I don't. And I'm going to give you my opinion of the ride quality carrying a heavy load like this, and we're going to see what actually this thing does. I just put the car in drive, and here we go. Go ahead and roll these windows up so we can get some good audio quality as I'm talking. And so far it feels like I can actually tell that they're on there. When I hit small bumps I can feel it tapping. So let's go down the road and see what happens. Okay, so I'm actually out on the road driving, and I can actually tell that I have those on here. It feels a little bit stiffer. The ride quality is a little bit stiffer on the side roads here, and I can tell that those things are on there. The suspension is not really working in full access or full, let's say the shocks aren't working all the way to the full shock usage that the shocks would be using, but I can tell that these things are on here. The ride quality feels like if you were in a 3/4 ton truck, a 2500 instead of a 1500. That's the ride quality that we're getting out of this. I believe that it's a good product, and I'm hoping that when I don't have a trailer on it, it's not going to ride like this. I got these for towing heavy loads, and I don't want to ruin the suspension on my truck. Another thing, by enhancing your suspension, you're also giving your truck a better quality ride, and it's taking a lot of weight and what can we say, weight distribution off of the motor and the transmission, believe it or not. So it seems like it's working out good. I just stopped The brakes are working good. I like the way everything's working that route. And my battery's getting ready to die, so I'm gonna have to say goodbye on this. Check it out, it's called the Timbren Suspension Enhancement Kit. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete at D.I.Y Auto School. I'm hoping that you're enjoying the videos. We got to go. Take it easy, my battery's dying out. And it's a good product. Like I said, it feels like a 3/4 ton. Feels like I'm pulling, I'm driving a 3/4 ton 4-wheel drive instead of a 2-wheel drive. And I think it's gonna help me in the long run. I gotta go, my battery is dying right there. Okay, all right. Here we go.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.